Well, hello people, and welcome to a showcase of everything new arriving with the first City Skylines Around the World Creator Pack. France arrives created by the wonderful Gèze, Gruny, Jerenable, and Revo. This pack brings service buildings, new mixed housing, medium densities, row housing, low rent, high density, signature buildings, and all in all nearly 500 new assets. All for free. This is not a DLC, this is available to download for free off of Paradox Mods. So let's get stuck into it, shall we? Let's see exactly what arrives with the first of these packs. So first of all, we'll check out our service buildings. Over here, we have the French electrical substation, which is going to allow you to bring those high voltage currents into a city without having to use that massive industrial transformer that comes with the base game. So if you're working with a more built-up area where you don't want that industrial infrastructure, lovely little asset. Next door to this, we have the French water tower, which is lovely, isn't it? Look at that. You could definitely repurpose this into like a lighthouse kind of building, couldn't you? Really, really sweet. It does have an upgrade which allows for sewage filtration in the water tower as well. So you can kind of use this for water pumping and sewage treatment, which is very cool. Next door to this, we have the French hospital, which indeed does have an upgrade, allowing larger capacity. At the back of it, it does have a garden, which is very nice. Hedges and services around here. Bit of parking around the back. And our upgrade, what is this going to add more capacity? An extra 350 patients, which adds a nice border around the back of it. All of these assets are, of course, wonderfully modelled. The guys that have worked on this have done a supreme job. They've really nailed the French vibe. Really, really cool stuff. Next to this one, we have a smaller med clinic, which indeed has a yard extension upgrade. We can see that adds a couple of props in the middle there. But either way, a nice small medical centre for you. Again, that just looks tremendously French, isn't it? Vive la France, everyone. This is a wonderful pack. And considering all this stuff is free, it's kind of blowing me away. Just how many assets you're getting for this, it's pretty crazy. So nice little medical centre, very nice indeed. Next door to this we have a crematorium, nice and small, which I like because the death care assets in the vanilla game are so chunky. So this one's much more discreet, and again has an upgrade on it for extra storage capacity. Doesn't change the outside, but really, really nice modelling again, isn't that? And that wonderful little alleyway down there too. Super, super nice. Next door to this, it's slightly bigger, but indeed we do have a high school, which is just absolutely wonderful, isn't it? Basketball court around the back and a big courtyard here. Again, it's one of those buildings that doesn't really look like what it is it? So you could definitely repurpose this away from the high school, whilst also continuing, of course, to meet education demand. We can add science labs, which adds some props upon the roof, and then there's also a courtyard extension around the back there as well. So you can close that courtyard off. You're going to get a nice little alleyway through there. Great excuse to extend that surface out and do some nice building around that lovely asset. The elementary school is indeed next door, which has a little playground courtyard around the back. Nice kind of glass veranda over the back doors there. The upgrade is indeed going to increase the student capacity, and that'll add some extra buildings out the back there as well. But same as the high school, doesn't really scream elementary, does it? So great way to satisfy education demand without having to kind of include it as part of an education campus. Really nice. Next to this, we have the French College, which is possibly my favourite asset from the pack because we now have a way to satisfy college demand. Doesn't involve placing that enormous bloody vanilla college. Very happy. There is a rooftop leisure area, which will give a boost to student capacity. But an asset that would work very nice doubled up. Place two of these back to back with each other. And really, really cool. Super happy with this to have another college solution in the game. Real nice one, this. Looks like a bit of an office block as well, doesn't it? So, lovely stuff. Really, really good. We come on to the Firehouse next door, which has a number of upgrades on it, but again, we'll examine the building beforehand. Nice props around the back, gas tanks, bins, decals, benches. Just a lovely asset again. Would serve as a really nice town centre, this one, wouldn't it? It's kind of got that municipal kind of service building vibe about it. A bit of a mayor's office, if you like, isn't it? Really nice. Its upgrades does have quite a few of them. It has the garage extension, it has the quick response depot at the back. There's also rapid response garage and then the firefighter's dorm, which really bulks out the footprint there, doesn't it? Great building, really like this one. Next door to this, we have the smaller fire station, which again, we'll check out the asset. Really nice wall around the back there. I hope we get that as a fence network from the extra detailing tools team. I really like that stone wall. And great, look at that modelling on the back. That lovely brickwork. Really nice. Again, does look so French, doesn't it? As it should, in a French pack. It has an emergency response annex. And then we can also add a garage extension onto it as well, which really changes up the shapes of the buildings, doesn't it? You get a bit of a tidy row home on the end there with the extensions. Really cute again. Super good work. Next to this, we have the larger police station, which is lovely. Nice courtyard in the middle. Get right down in here, around the back, we've got little alleyways coming out. And then over here, we can add an extension on, which fills a little bit of that courtyard space. And that's going to give you some extra patrol cars. But again, as with all these service assets, they don't look like what they are. Which I really like, because it allows you to satisfy the demands outside of a university or a college campus, doesn't it? Lovely stuff. Love the police station. And we have the police HQ next door to this one, which is slightly taller. Parking in the central courtyard. And then we've got a facility expansion, which is going to add a little building in there in the middle. And then we have extra detention cells, of course, increasing capacity, which is lovely. Nice and blocky, this one. Big cube, isn't it? Nice kind of Parisian-esque building. Always remind me of Paris, these big kind of French blocks like that. Really nice. Great work all around it. Again, just great modelling. We have the train station over here again. Let's get out the front of this. Much more kind of older style, isn't it? It's nice to have a new train station in. Parking out the front here with some trees. We've got hedges. We've got rails. Nice little kind of veranda cover as well. Real nice. This does have an upgrade for a what's that? Waiting rooms extension, which is cool. You can have that there. It's just going to widen out that main building for you. Again, would be a great asset to build a town centre around, wouldn't it? It really has that kind of municipal vibe about it. Treat that as your main focal point. Trains immediately out the back of it. Great stuff. We then come into our 5 signature buildings, where we have this one here, which is the apartment. Nice corner building here. Kind of begging to be duplicated, isn't it? Make a little mini block out of this. Really nice. Super great. Then we have the mixed use building next to this one, which is the Le Carré Gastronomique, if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. The French will be in the comments below, I imagine, if I butcher any of the names today. But nice prop work out the back of it again. Real nice windows on this one. Very angular building, isn't it? And again, looks like one of those that wants to be kind of duplicated up. Have it on this corner and then the one around the back. Really expand the footprint of the building. We have the Café de Paris over here, which is wonderful. Nice cafe. And lots of different heights and angles to this one too. Multiple different sides to it. Little chimney stacks. Angled roofs. I always like the signature buildings in CS2. They're much more realistic than we got in CS1, I think. Outside of the stuff like the skyscrapers back, of course. We then have the Folly Burgeret. Am I pronouncing that right? Absolutely not, of course. But this will function as a commercial unique, which very much has a kind of old cinema theatre vibe about it, doesn't it? Especially this front here. And big gold mosaics on the front. Very striking. Super nice. And then you got a big brick wall at the back here. Reminds me a bit of the cinema unique from CS1, this one actually, with the brickwork. But real nice. Real nice. And then lastly, we have the unique office building, which again is a nice, big, chunky corner unit. Definitely want to duplicate this up with Find It, don't you? Get 2 of these down, create a big, important office block. Absolutely supreme. I can't wait to get these in Edinburgh. I don't think they'll work too well in Kokai, just because we're more of a tropical island theme there, but these signatures and all the service buildings are absolutely wonderful. Really great work from the guys involved in this. Big congratulations to you all as well. I know Revo is active in our Discord server, but I'm not too familiar with the other guys. But we've done a fantastic job of introducing some much needed service assets that we can use in multiple different ways. Big fan of these. Now onto the zonables. Now I can't show off every one of them here because there's literally hundreds. The video will never end. But you are getting medium density row housing, regular housing, mixed use, and low rent. There is no commercial option, and then there is the offices here as well. So I'll just briefly show you what it is that you get here with Find It. So scrolling down, we arrive at the French stuff here, and there's tons of them. All this mixed use, all the apartments, offices, it's never ending. There's tons, there's several hundred assets here. But I have placed down some of my favourites, so we'll go over them over this way. And again, just all very wonderful and French. You can see how they scale up as they move through their respective levels. All of them lend themselves very well to be built in those Parisian S blocks. Really, really nice. And further down here, I'll kind of keep the UI in here so you can see the footprint of them. Sterling Street, there's all different shapes and sizes. The depths, they really change up. We've got a nice row here. See how all this mixed use just kind of falls and rises. Lovely chimney stacks on them as well. Really opens up the possibility, especially when combined with the base game European stuff for like proper European S builds. Now the asset pool expansion here is really incredible. As a lot of the mixed use along the bottom, nice storefronts and multiple different type houses. We had a big deep one here as well, kind of a 6 deep. Little courtyards in there as well. And then falling down here. This one right here is actually a single building. It looks like 2 separate ones, but it is the same building. Nice footprint out the back of that one. Props, hedges, wonderful little alleyways. Use better bulldozer here to totally open up this garden if you wanted to. Expand out the back. We're all kind of waiting for it, aren't they? To extend those textures. I can't wait to get involved with them. Then we have much more mixed use here. See, again, it's kind of 2 buildings in one, isn't it? So you're not just going to get constant blocks. Your blocks are going to rise and fall. Just really nice. Into some of our office spaces here. Wonderful red brickwork. I really love the colour schemes in all these buildings. Really nice. Again, all work very well in those kind of Parisian-esque super blocks, don't they? A nice big corner unit here. Lots of detailing around the back. So even if you're not going to use them as blocks, you can definitely have them as single street zoning, because the backs of them are more than usable, which I like. Down here again as well, we fall into more office space. Multiple different heights and sizes and corners here. Great work. Same again over this one, more office space. This is a really nice asset, isn't it? Look at that. Really love the different store frontage here on the office buildings. And it all comes out the back here. Really, really cool. And then we come into some kind of like row house type office zonings here, don't we? Really sweet. And more different shapes. More of a cubey boy around the back here too. Great work around the back with the decals and the props. Always nice to see. And then we've got more office space through here. So you just, the variety is staggering, and this is really a drop in the ocean. We'd be here forever. Looking at every single asset that's come with it, this is just a sample of some of my favourite ones. More chunky office numbers here. So it's nice to have some different office zoning, because the vanilla one, they're either really small or enormous towers. So this really gives us a bit more of a medium density office option, which I'm an enormous fan of. And we then come into our housing, which looks really wonderful. Again, just such a variation and a change of direction from what we have at the minute. Don't think I'll ever use the European or the American apartments again. These are just the go-to, aren't they? Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So we'll come down here, nice big chunky one there. Really cool. These definitely have a bit of a UK vibe about them as well. Definitely wouldn't look out of place here on like a UK kind of housing estate, I think. Look very recognisable to me at least. On the back, more prop work with the benches and multiple different sizes as they rise and fall through their levels here. Great stuff. Totally different change of style here. Some of the white brick away from these kind of more, I guess, kind of like social housing developments. I love the roofs on these big wide chimney breasts on the top of the buildings are just really, really cool. Again, great excuse, use better bulldozer, take that hedge off, develop your own courtyard out the back. Great, great stuff. So all this is our housing. I think these are our apartment buildings, aren't they, that icon, I think, if I'm remembering rightly. And then just such a variety. Different heights, widths, depths, they're just so good. I'm really surprised. I was looking forward to these content creator packs, but well, I guess they're not content creator packs technically, are they? They're not official releases, they are asset packs, I suppose, is I guess the terminology they're using for it. But really, really wonderful. Absolutely love it. Great work again on this one. This is all still residential stuff down here. And then the theme changes again. You get these much more different buildings. I love that corner there. That's a fantastic block building, that, isn't it? Great stuff. Changing texture and roof tile here. Supreme. Absolutely wonderful. More great work. And this all comes down. And then we come into our row homes down this way, again, which are just wonderful. Lots of gardens out the back of them. All different shapes and sizes. They rise, they fall, they climb. And they're just absolutely wonderful. Bit of a smaller one here with a little alleyway garden around the back. So you're really going to be getting just an enormous variation. It is a 3.5 gig download, so it's a fair old size. If you're struggling for storage space, you're going to probably have to make room for it. Especially with the rest of the asset packs also on the way. I imagine once you've got them all, you're probably going to double your game's footprint, I imagine, if not a little bit more. So, but they're worth it there, and it's all free. It's crazy. You would expect less from this from an official DLC, wouldn't you? Just mental, absolutely mental. Nice wide boy here as well. Lots more detailing out the back of these. Again, you've got these buildings like this one here. This is one of my favorites. The one that, this is one single asset, but it looks like three, doesn't it? So I love that they've done that, that they're not just kind of singular buildings. It's almost like natural fusing, which will be so helpful for those without mods. Especially for those on the console. Rest in peace if you ever actually get the game. Let's hope you do. But really nice. Super cool. More smaller row homes here. And then the style changes. Different elements coming in. New nice doors as well. So look at all the detail here down on the front of the building. Just absolutely wonderful. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot today, but I hope you can tell I'm very happy. Look at this big one here. It's kind of like doubles back onto the arse end of the building as well. Nice courtyard in the middle. So you can create some really unique builds now. I'm really looking forward to seeing what all the creators and the wider CS community, away from the YouTubers, managed to do with this. Just wonderful. Again, larger, chunkier blocks here if you want to use them. It's not all just kind of small, discrete buildings. There's multiple different sizes. And just absolutely wonderful. And then this is a drop in the ocean of what you're seeing here. There's many more, more different variations, angles and sizes. And then just to run over them again, there's the row housing, the density housing, the mixed use, and the low rents. So there's an absolutely enormous selection. I'm pretty sure Revo in my Discord said that there's more than 500 assets that come with this for free, which is absolutely wonderful. A massive congratulations again to Gèze, Gruny, Jerenable, and Revo. You guys have done a pristine job here, and this has lifted my excitement for the rest of the content creator packs, especially the UK and the Japan one. I really was not expecting this much stuff with it. Just amazing, absolutely wonderful. An enormous step in the right direction for CS2 after what has been kind of delay after delay and everyone waiting for asset editors and console releases and all the problems it's had. This is a big thumbs up from me. I'll leave the link down to the Paradox Mods store below if you want to go and grab it. Go ahead and check it out. You won't regret it. Just bear in mind it's a fairly chunky download. Otherwise, expect to see these assets across Edinburgh, and probably won't get them in Kokai. We'll probably use the service buildings. Or maybe we could actually have a look at a bit of a French colonial build in Kokai, while it's a tropical island. Maybe we can head to kind of French Polynesia for some inspiration in an episode. I think that might be quite a lot of fun. But either way, expect to see them in the series. Shout out to all the patrons, Andrew Perez and Casino. Thank you for all your support, guys. Love you all so much. Links down below to Instant Gaming and Patreon if you're interested. Otherwise, let me know what you think of this, and indeed which other of the creators around the world packs you're looking forward to. Otherwise, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.